on Enews. A Lethbridge College instructor reflects on the dangers of policing in the wake of the Killam Mountie shooting. The city of Lethbridge warns citizens to stay off the ice, and what Lethbridge College event had single students mingling before Valentine's Day.
Welcome to E-News. I'm Justin Lazorko.
And I'm Fallon Wagner. Also ahead, why some Elton John fans got a hold of the tickets they wanted while others were literally left out in the cold, and how a technology update is making life safer for some Lethbridge College students.
But first, RCMP say two Mounties injured in a gunfight in north-central Alberta 2 weeks ago are recovering at home with their families. Police say both have been released from hospital but will require considerable time to recuperate. The officers were investigating an incident at a rural residence near Killam where they came under fire. One of them is a Lethbridge native and a graduate of the criminal justice program here at the college. That's where I picked up the story. Last week, just outside of Killam, Alberta, a daylight gun battle resulted in one man being killed and two RCMP officers being flown to hospital with gunshot wounds to the back and to the shoulder. One of the officers that was shot, Constable Sidney Gaudette, was a former student here at Lethbridge College. Criminal justice instructor here at the college, Ken Taylor, taught Gaudette and says that an event like this shows that it's not always the same situation behind every door.
You can use this situation and similar situations within the program and discuss them as far as the different issues that come up in policing.
Taylor also says that a big part of the puzzle when you're enrolled in policing is the psychological factor and keeping a clear conscience when events like this occur. Criminal justice student Tony Kolodachuk says what happened in Killam really gives you a taste of what the real world is like.
It's kind of just a reminder that the risks police officers take to protect and serve. It's kind of a scary fact that one day that could be me.
This incident is still under investigation by the Alberta Response Team. Taylor says this goes to show the level of commitment, dedication, and sacrifice that people in uniform show. 27-year-old Sawyer Robeson will answer to 2 charges of attempted murder when he makes his first court appearance Tuesday. A second suspect was killed in the gun battle.
In other crime-related news, recent vandalism to bus shelters in Lethbridge has people who ride city transit frustrated and angry. They say it's thoughtless, costly, and dangerous. Joey Sugai has the story.
Karen Sexton is no stranger to using city transit, since she's used this form of transportation every day for the past 4 years. But what she continually discovers while waiting for the bus are broken shelters that leaves her feeling insecure and upset.
It makes me feel dangerous. I feel like it's dangerous to be here. It's I don't know why people do it. It's broken glass. Kids can get hurt.
LA Transit says these acts of vandalism aren't unusual as they happen sporadically throughout the year.
We average probably 3 to 4 shelter breakings a month. On occasion it is higher, and just last week, for instance, we had 2 shelters that were damaged.
Diane Bolton adds, when the number of break-ins are high, there seems to be a trend.
When we've had a rash of them, they'll follow, and there could be, depending on the route, there could be upwards of 10 shelters, and they'll just kind of drive the route and smash as they go.
LA Transit admits while the vandalism is disturbing, transit users shouldn't be concerned about their personal safety because of one very important factor.
Safety glass, same as what's in your windshield of your car, but without the plastic lining. That way when it shatters, it doesn't hurt anybody.
Sexton says she understands with over 90 bus shelters here in the city, vandalism is hard to prevent. However, she does feel there could be tougher punishment for those who are caught.
If they do it, I think they should clean it up or do lots of community service. More stiffer penalties. Like, obviously they get too much time in their hands if they're breaking glass and they're out too late.
For E-News, I'm Joey Sugai.
Bolton says the total cost to repair one broken glass panel is roughly $600, with approximately $300 covering the cost of cleanup and repair, while another $300 for replacement of the glass.
The city of Lethbridge is warning residents to stay off the ice that's covering bodies of water around the city. Rescue crews and parks recreation staff say it's unsafe. The issue has stemmed from too many people playing and walking on Henderson Lake. Ryan Uda-Willigan took a look at what the city is doing to ensure ice safety.
The ice is never safe to go on there. That's kind of one of the lines we use.
Parks and Operations Coordinator Ron Tenorti says the city has been busy all winter testing the ice on the lakes around Lethbridge.
So we actually physically check the 3 lakes in the city, one in the south being Henderson, one in the north being Chinook, and one in the south, Nicholas Rant, where when ice is deemed open for public skating, then that's where we clear the ice.
Through these checks, the city has determined the ice around Lethbridge is unsafe. However, this hasn't stopped the public from walking on the lakes like Henderson. The guideline is that the ice needs to be 4 inches thick for crews to even test it, and 8 inches for it to be safe to walk on. Right now, the ice isn't even 3 inches thick. It is the responsibility of the city to warn the public to not go on it, and most of the public feels they're doing a good job.
Yeah, I think that as long as the signs are clearly stated, and there's enough around the lake, I know that I've certainly seen them.
You can't tell people what to do for their own safety.
If the ice is safe, it is open for public skating and events, but Tenorti says it's not going to happen this year.
Which is, as far as I can recall, only the second time in 34 years that we did not open the ice at all through a winter. And it looks like now, we're getting near the end of February.
With ever-changing weather patterns in southern Alberta, it's hard to tell how thick the ice really is. So for people's own safety, fire crews are warning people to stay off the ice. For E-News, I'm Ryan Udawilligan.
Signs are posted at every major lake advising against walking on the ice. A weekly ice safety report is published to let you know the current conditions.
It was ecstasy and agony for thousands of people looking to score concert tickets. After all, it's not every day an international star like Sir Elton John comes to a city the size of Lethbridge. With only 6,300 tickets available, there was bound to be disappointment. And as Paige Cashmere reports, some people went to extremes to secure a seat at the upcoming concert.
The cheers of Sir Elton John fans were heard throughout the NMAX ticket booths as residents of Lethbridge lined up for the chance to see the pop icon perform his solo concert this April. Residents of Lethbridge braved the cold and set up camp to hopefully claim a ticket. Ultimate fan Janet Knox says even though she's seen the magic numerous times before, it will be more special in her hometown.
Elton John's going to be sitting at that piano and...
Pretty item, private smile.
Knox also shares her love for Sir Elton John with best friend of 41 years, Sharon Appelt. While Knox and Appelt were ecstatic about their ticket purchase, many others that waited in line, on the phones, and online were not as lucky.
Ticket center staff refused to appear on camera to discuss ticket sale issues. However, in a written statement, General Manager Kim Galucci said the ticket center prepared in every way for the sale. We had the maximum number of staff, the largest number of phones available, and the internet was placed to its maximum capacity allowed on the server. Even though all these practices were put in place, we were still overwhelmed by the sheer number of people seeking tickets.
However, Knox and Appelt said they got their dream tickets, and while reminiscing over previous concerts they've attended, they started to get the chills.
And all of a sudden the screens came on and his hands were on the piano. That's right. And he started playing. Yeah. And goosebumps. Yeah. Always. Like I'm getting goosebumps now. Yeah.
For E-News, I'm Paige Cashmere.
Tickets for the show sold out in 1 hour, the fastest sellout ever in Lethbridge. Elton John will be performing at the NMAX Center on April 24th. Coming up after the break, how the wind turbine technology program has students putting safety first, and how fashion design students are combining pajama pants with philanthropy.
It was a crazy time in my life. I just started my own business and I needed some time just to get away. So I went elk hunting in the foothills, all alone. As I was climbing up a hill to do some scouting, I slipped and broke my femur. I had no hope of getting out alive or surviving when I heard the rescue guys calling. I have never been so happy in my life. Thank you, Lethbridge and area search and rescue.
Spring is just around the corner. With spring comes Lethbridge HIV Connections Spring for Life fundraiser. Show your support for local HIV/AIDS work by purchasing a bundle of Gerber daisies for $5 each. Help make a difference. Pre-sales start March 1st. All proceeds support the program of Lethbridge HIV Connection and provide equitable access to health services. Help do your part. A message brought to you by Lethbridge HIV Connection.
Welcome back to E-News. The wind energy program at Lethbridge College is raising its capabilities to new heights. 6 instructors are now certified to practice and teach high-angle rescue and safety. Elaine Ingenbosch reports.
Lethbridge College wind turbine instructors are taking their teaching to the next level. Newly certified by ENSA to perform high-angle rescue, they are able to pass on their experience to students at Lethbridge College. One instructor says it goes beyond textbook rescue situations.
Situations that might happen where we don't have all the proper equipment, and to improvise as to how to take care of this within the bounds of still being 100% safe.
Rope. The 6 participants are certified to train other wind turbine workers and firefighters the same tactics. Training included climbing safety, self-rescue, ladder techniques, and rescuing from above and below in a confined space. Students in the wind energy program are given the opportunity to incorporate their training and testing on real equipment. 1 day per week is dedicated to safety training and practice. This student says the training encourages thinking quickly in case of emergency.
And just all about innovative thinking and, okay, this isn't working, what can I do to make it work?
The ENSA training is part of a slew of advancements coming to the wind energy program, including software that simulates a real-life wind farm, giving students the opportunity to tend it 24/7. For E-News, I'm Elaine Ingenbosch.
As development of wind energy in Canada increases, safety issues increase as well. The Canadian Standards Association says issues affecting the public like blade loss, ice throw, and potential aircraft collision are continually being addressed by the industry.
In other college news, school records and better program planning are just a click away for students at Lethbridge College. The registry office went out with the old and in with the new in regards to the new college's portal email. Brandy Tozak reports.
Students may have been aware of the fact that just before Christmas break, the registrar's office uploaded a new portal website. My Horizon portal came with a new design, new graphics, new layout, but that's not all. The production team worked hard to make it easier for students to access all of the important things from the My Horizon portal itself. Academic Advising says how the old portal couldn't integrate smoothly with the student information system on campus.
The system that we had before didn't integrate with the student information system that we have on campus, and so by implementing the new portal, all of the information, your web advisor, all of those tools work a lot smoother.
Recently added to My Horizon portal were 2 new features. One is the course list, where it posts all the courses you've completed and the grades you've earned. You can also use this feature to produce documents for employment and scholarship applications. Another feature is program evaluations. Students can click the Web Advisor menu in My Horizon, which will then lead them to a list of options for which you can click Program Evaluations. Students can then see which courses apply to their program and which courses they need to complete the program requirements. Also, students can verify if the courses they have taken meet the requirements of other programs. Web specialist Mike McCready says he played a significant role in the changes.
My main role was to act as the business lead for the project, so there were a lot of other teams involved with it, ranging from the adoption, so getting people to use it, to the technical team and acting as a kind of liaison to all those groups.
Lethbridge College student Jessica Santos says everything you can find on the Lethbridge College's website, you can find on My Horizon.
So I could be looking at my schedule or registering for courses, but then you can still access campus services or Angel or the directory.
The registrar's office applied these new features to the My Horizon portal so students no longer have to wait in line to apply for courses. Students now have the tools to be in charge of their decisions and to get things done quicker. For E-News, I'm Brandy Tozak.
If you're having any problems using My Horizon portal, feel free to ask Natasha Boyce in the registry office here at the college.
Students at Lethbridge College may soon be able to roll up the rim on campus. The college is in the planning stages of building a Tim Hortons on site. The restaurant known for coffee and donuts is currently set to be near the cave by the college's front entrance. LC President Tracy Edwards says the college feels more food on campus would be beneficial.
We'd like to expand our food services for students because we know that, mid-afternoon and later, it's tough to get food on campus. So.
Edwards says Tim Hortons could be up and running in the college by fall of 2012.
Lethbridge College students are taking the skills they've learned in the classroom and extending them into the community members in need. The fashion students are not only learning how to create clothing, but bettering the community as well. Gabrielle Marchand has the story.
Students in the fashion program at Lethbridge College are giving back to the community by sewing pajama pants and shorts. The pajamas will go to youth in need at Woods Homes, an emergency youth shelter on 3rd Street South. Fashion student Jessica Santos says it's a relief to know the work they've done will contribute to a bigger picture.
It's kind of a nice thing for us knowing that our schoolwork and something that we're just doing for an assignment, which we might not necessarily use again in the future. At least it's going to someone else who needs it.
Woods Homes volunteer David Blanchard says the contribution the fashion students are making is inspiring.
A lot of these college kids are not many years older than the kids that are in the shelter, right? So for them to actually take their time to basically give a hand up to some of these kids is incredible.
Students formed an assembly line to make the pajamas with different tasks from hemming to cutting elastics. Pajamas were sewn in a variety of sizes to ensure everyone could wear a pair. Santos said the project allowed her to move beyond stereotypes associated with her industry of study.
And knowing that all that hard work is going for something that's bigger than you and bigger than, the sometimes misconceived shallowness of fashion it's really nice to kind of break those stereotypes.
Once students have wrapped up their pajamas project, they'll be moving on to their next big adventure, the Kaleidoscope Fashion Show. The Kaleidoscope Fashion Show will mark the culmination of a year-long learning experience. For E-News, I'm Gabrielle Marchand.
The Kaleidoscope Fashion Show will take place at the end of April and will feature student-sewn collections.
This week on Campus Horizons, Elaine Indenbosch went to the trades wing to talk about the 3-year welding program.
Here with Jeremy Lozon, welding instructor at Lethbridge College. Jeremy, tell me about the welding program and how you're involved.
I teach welding apprenticeship here at the college. It's a 3-year program. The students come in after spending 10 months in industry, come here for 2 months, and we kind of refine their skills and teach them the theory behind the welding trade.
Okay, so you said earlier they're in here for how many months?
2 months.
2 months
Yeah.
out of every year?
Out of every year, so a
years.
total of 6 months over the 3-year course.
Okay, cool. What are your students certified to do after they're completed the course?
Once they've obtained their journeyman certificate, their options are really endless. There's a bunch of different branches you can take, all the way from teaching, as I do, to self-employment. Proprietorship is a big thing. You can go and apply the trade in any number of shops, but there's also inspection certificates that you can carry on with. Like I say, there's a lot of options, and the earning potential is huge.
Okay. Where do most of your students go after they've completed the course?
Some facet of the industry. In Alberta here, we find a lot of our students are heading up north to the oil sands. Again, the earning potential is very attractive for a lot of the younger students. But after they spend a few years up there, a lot of them find themselves either migrating back home or spending time doing other facets of the industry as well.
Okay, well thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Join us again next time on Campus Horizons.
Thanks, Elaine. When we return, how 3-minute dates brought romance to Lethbridge College and an evening of love and music with the Lethbridge Symphony Orchestra.
Crime Stoppers and the Lethbridge Regional Police Service need your help in solving a break-and-enter. On October 25th, unknown culprits broke into a fenced electrical substation located along the 4100 block of 9th Avenue North. The culprits gained entry by cutting holes in a chain-link fence. 4 partial rolls of copper wire valued at $7,000 to $10,000 were rolled outside the compound. A truck would have been required to move them. If you have any information on this break-and-enter or any other crime, text 232 plus your tip to 274637. Call 1-800-222-8477 or submit online at tipsubmit.com. Crime Stoppers will pay up to $2,000 for information leading to an arrest. Remember, you will not have to attend court or testify, and you will remain anonymous. We want your information, not your name.
Welcome back to E-News. This week on the Kodiak Report, Joey Sugai sat down with the heart and soul of the women's basketball team, Lindsay Pearson.
Hello, welcome to the Kodiak's Report. I'm here with Lindsay Pearson, a member of our Kodiak's women's basketball team. Well, first of all, Lindsay, I just want to ask you, how's the team been progressing from the start of the year until now?
We're getting a lot stronger from the start of the year to now. We've had a lot of morning practices and we've had to work very hard. It's starting to taper off now a little bit. We're having a couple less practices, but still staying strong.
Can you kind of talk about the challenges you girls had to overcome from the start of the year?
We've had a lot of injuries and a lot of people get sick. So beginning of the year, like 7 people till now. We've grown a lot and still trying to work on injuries.
Can you kind of talk about that, playing shorthanded in the first semester? You girls only had 7 people on the roster.
Yeah, it was tough, but you know, it teaches you always have enough to push that little extra.
What about personally, how tough has it been for you transitioning from playing the 2 guard to now being the starting point guard for our women's team?
It's tougher. It's definitely a lot different than what I was used to last year, but you know, it's fun leading the team, bringing up the ball, being point guard. I've had a couple tips from my coach this year and previous coaches, and some people have been helping me, so that's been good.
Okay, last question there, Lindsay. With Nationals only a month away, do you feel this team is ready?
Yes, I think we are. We've had a couple little lapses in the last little bit, but I think we're getting stronger and we're ready to play.
Well, that looks like all the time we have today. I just want to say thank you, Lindsay, and I'll see you guys next time.
The women's basketball team wrapped up their regular season with a 13-5 record. The girls are now headed to provincials.
The recent LCSA speed dating event gave singles a chance to mix and mingle before Valentine's Day. What kind of work goes into an event like this, and how are the singles matched up? Well, Cam Skip takes us through the process of how the event played out.
For one night, the cave was transformed into a place of romance. This is how the event called speed dating went down. Singles arrived early to draw numbers and register, as pre-registration was a must, for only so many spots were available. After the men and women found their seats by way of numbered draw, E-News' own John Christie, who emceed the event, explained the rules.
If you like the person, you put a yes. If you don't like him or her, you put a no. There is no maybe. There is I don't know. It's either yes or no. Got that? Good job.
If both participants write yes, the LCSA will exchange phone numbers for them. Each table got 3 minutes to chat to their heart's content until the sound of a cowbell notified the men to move down to the next numbered table.
And it is empty.
There were a variety of views on the night, including hopefuls and skepticals.
I so do. I believe that the love of my life is sitting in this room right now.
You know, I feel like a steak among beef. Yeah, so.
Everybody wants a piece.
Yes, and I'm very modest too, so.
I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical about it, but I'm keeping an open mind.
All right, that works. Okay, good.
The LCSA would like to remind everyone that there are plenty of fish in the sea, and even though you did not find that special someone tonight, another speed dating night may prove more fruitful. For E-News, I'm Cam Skip.
Judging on the success and feedback from the speed dating event, the LCSA will decide whether or not to do the event again next year.
The Lethbridge Symphony Orchestra celebrated love through musical arrangement last weekend. The Love Notes Valentines Ball was a night filled with music, food, and company. For one couple, the evening was about more than just the music. I headed to the Coast Plaza Hotel for an evening dedicated to love.
The Love Notes Ball had guests new to the symphony and longtime patrons take part in the evening. Olive Green and her husband Peter have been going to concerts since 1978. The couple say they like to go to the symphony for a date night out.
The social aspect, you know, meeting people and
just having a jolly good time and listening to the music, of course.
It's nice to have these events in the city, you know, because we don't have too many really dress-up affairs, so it's really good.
Over 100 guests enjoyed the sounds of the symphony's love notes. The night included a catered meal, a dance, and a silent auction. All proceeds raised from the ticket sales and the auction went to supporting the orchestra. Lethbridge Symphony Association members say the Valentines Ball is a little different than most orchestra events.
It's a time for the orchestra to let down their hair, so to say. They get to play some fun repertoire. It's a great opportunity for the board of directors to get really involved with our patrons and our donors.
Seldom do people get to dance to the symphony orchestra, right? So I think that is the thing that's really unique about this.
This is the fourth Valentines Ball the Lethbridge Symphony Orchestra has hosted. The ball gives the orchestra a chance to play more upbeat music, like jazz, salsa, and Broadway.
With Love is the theme, the Greens were not only celebrating the symphony, but also their 56-year relationship. They say the secret to a long-lasting relationship is simple.
A sense of humour. I think for my husband, Peter.
A sense of humour is important in any relationship. You need it.
The Valentines Ball raised $15,000 for the symphony. Funds will be used for future orchestra shows.
The Galt Museum and volunteers decided to crunch into a healthy eating by teaching the people of our community how to make granola bars. A unique group of people made an appearance to take a bite out of the workload. Miranda Hubbard decided to sink her teeth into the story.
Oats, nuts, chocolate, and butter. These ingredients and more were used in making homemade granola bars at the Galt Museum, one event of the many that the museum hosts to help educate people of all ages on the benefits of healthy eating. For some, like Michelle Durbick, it's become a family tradition.
We've been coming here now since about September of last year, and what's brought us to the event has been the fact that it's something in the community that you get all sorts of different families involved in.
Jack Durbick says that coming to the events has become one of his favorite pastimes.
Well, we go basically every week because it's a free event, so we get the pass, and it's fun.
Informative events like these are great for the community. They not only teach about the benefits of healthy eating or an organic food, but they also get people interacting with the community, like Katimovic, who came not only to learn about the organic food, but also to interact.
Volunteer Christy Amaro from Katimovic says that eating healthy organic foods is only one of the goals of their organization.
So we heard about this granola bar program, and they're like completely against buying, you know, like your Nutri-Grain Valley and all that. So they wanted us to learn how to make the granola bars. So we came here and we're just learning how to make all these granola bars, which is pretty cool.
Katimovic is a youth volunteer program. Most of the youth coming from Ontario.
I can't even describe how much I like it. I haven't even been able to miss home yet because we're so busy doing stuff, and it's just really awesome to meet all these people.
It sounded amazing, just what I wanted to do, travel while doing volunteer work, and it just sounded so amazing.
But what matters the most is the memories that they take home with them.
Yeah, I actually was walking to work once and my eyelashes froze together and I thought I was going blind. It was insane. I never had that happen before, so it's newest experience here for me. Yeah.
For E-News, I'm Miranda Hubbard.
For a list of events going on at the Galt, you can visit their website at galtmuseum.com, or to find out more information about Katimovic, you can visit their website at katimovic.org. Granola bars, they're great. What's your favorite kind?
Well, I probably like some of the ones with the grains and the nuts. I don't like the really sugary granola bars.
Oh, those are the best though. They should make a Gusher granola bar.
I think that would actually be disgusting.
I love disgusting. I love granola bars.
Really?
They're not disgusting.
The point of a granola bar is to fill you up, I think, Justin. But you know what?
It's to have a good treat.
That's true. Everybody uses granola bars for different reasons, I guess.
True. Well, that's all the time we have on E! News. I'm Justin Lazorko.
And I'm Fallon Wagner. Join us next time.